Hello, this is Lucas. Welcome to another CSS video. In this video, we will be going over tables and how we can customize our tables in CSS. So you can see that I have a table created here. We just have a normal table. We have a couple of values. We have the first name and last name, and then we got two values in here. And then this is how our table looks like at the moment. But now we can customize this. So firstly, we need to refer to the actual table. So table. And then we're going to do th for the header and then td for the data. Okay, and now we can add a border around here. So I'm just going to do border. Okay, border, and then we're going to add a, let's add a 2 pixel border, and let's make it solid. So now what this does is, we can go back. You can see that we have a border around here. Now, the reason why there's 2 lines here, you can see, is because we have specified the header, and then we have specified the data, and we have also specified the table. So all of these will have the border aligned to it. So we have the actual table, which is the one on the outside. Then we've got th, which is for the first name. You can see there's a border down here, and last name. And then td, we have a border around, the td, like that. Let's say we want to, actually this is a bit small, so let's say we want to change the width of this. So we can do width, and then a very simple one, we can just do 100%. That's going to span out all the way, like that. See, first name, then we got last name, like that. Now the next thing that we can do is we can collapse it. I don't like the way that there's 2 borders around here. So what we can do is we can do border, and then we can do collapse. And then we can just do collapse, and what that does is it will remove any of these, the way there's 2 borders around here, and we will be left with just the one border around here. Now let's say if you just want a border around our actual table, we don't want to have like borders or separators within our table. What we can do is, instead of calling th and td, we can just call table. And then let's remove, we don't need this anymore. And by doing this, we'll just have a border around our entire table, and we won't have any separators or anything like that. Yeah, so we kind of went over the width 100. I will change this back though. I do like the way that looks a bit better. Now the width we have 100%, we can leave it at 100%. But what I want to do is, let's change the size of our table header. So what we can do is we can set the height. Let's just set the height at 50 pixels. And if you go back, you can see that the height now of our headers, the first name and last name, is now 50 pixels. The size of this from the very top to the very bottom is 50 pixels. Now we can also change, let's say we change this 100. Change it to 50%. What that's going to do is, but you're gonna collapse it down just to 50% of the width of the actual page. Now let's say we want to change the alignment of all of our data in here. So by default, you can see that the headers are right in the middle, but by default, these values of the data are on the very left. They're aligned to the left, so we can actually change that as well. What we can do is, so we want to target the td. Okay, so this is th. We want to target the data. So we have th here. So let's just do another one here. Let's do td in here. And what we can do is we can do text align. And let's say we do center for now. We can go back. See now that all of the values are now centered. We can also do left, for example. But this is the way it is by default. It is to the left. Then obviously we can also do it to the right as well. Just like that. But I think just at the moment we can leave it as center. I do like how that looks. And there we go. That's how it is at the center. Now what we can also do is, let's say we set this height just so we can see a bit better. Say we set this height at 70 pixels. Now these the TD is now 70 pixels from the top to the bottom. Let's say we want to align these not in the middle, because you can see at the moment it's like right in the center, right, from left to right, but it's also the center from top to bottom. but let's say we don't want that. What we can do is we can go, instead of having text align, we can actually keep text align, but what we can do is we can go with vertical align. And let's say I want to do bottom. What that happens is then these values will be now put to the bottom. Obviously we can have them bottom left, so we can put the horizontal to be to the left and then the vertical to be at the bottom, so it'll be left bottom of our table like this. So we can do that as well. And now the very last thing that I'll go over is just the styling. So what we can do is, instead of having the height, for example, what we can do is we can add padding into here. So we can do, like, say we can do padding, they do 20 pixels. What that's going to do is we're just going to add padding around this text. So it's going to be like 50 this way, 50 up, bottom, and then right. So for example, if I move this to the very right, you can see that there is still padding even though we move it to the very right. Now, let's say that we want to customize just the bottom border, for example. So what we can do is, let's put in a TH here, because we want to customize both of these. We want to customize the bottom border of our table header and our table data. So let's say we remove these for now, and then what we can do is we can go border, and then we can choose what we want. We can top, left, we can have right. I'm going to do with the bottom. Let's change this. Let's say I'm going to set this as 3 pixels, and we can have this as dashed, and then we can change the color to, let's say, let's do blue for now. We can go back. You can see now the only the bottom lines of the header and the data, because we have specified the header as well. So we have the header and the table data that we want the bottom border to be. So the bottom border of the table header is now a blue dash line. We think, what do? We done 3 pixels, and then it's the same thing for the table data as well. The very last thing I guess that we can do is, let's say that we want this bottom to be a different color, or the header we want to be a different color. So at the moment, let's say it looks like this. All right, but let's say we want to change the color at the very top. We want to change the color of that, or of the header. So we already have a TH here, so we can just change this. What we can do is, let's say we do background color, and I will make let's say we just do black, and then we'll just change the color of our text, and we will set that to white. Let's save that, go back, you can refresh, and now you can see that the header's color is actually now black and the text is white. Now the border also turns white, as you can see. Now, very easy way to fix that is we can just specify the border that we want. We want it to be a black border, and now you can see that the border now finishes up. Instead of the border being white, it's now black. And that is basically about it for tables. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.